Swiftwind now, dear friend.
Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time. I'm your host, Islip, and I just figured out why I need to say that every time, just in case you're a new listener and you want to know who it is that is speaking. Anyway, yes, I am Islip, and today I'm going to be reviewing Masters of the Universe Classics figure. And if I can get this thing to... You know what, I'll just leave it on. And I'm going to be reviewing the Masters of the Universe Classic Swiftwind. And he's actually pretty darn big. I need to pull this back a little bit. And yes. And, you know what? I'm going to turn the background around. So yes, this is a Swiftwind from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. Sorry, I had to turn the thing around because he's mostly white, and having him on a white background with bright light kind of doesn't make sense because it kind of washes out the figure that you're trying to show. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, this be Swiftwind in his non-Swiftwind form. I forgot what he was called. Was he called Bright Moon? Bright Hope? Hopeful? I forget what he was before he gets transformed into I think it's called an Alicorn. But yeah, so he is really nice. I got him off of some dude on eBay. I will post a link, of course. But it's a pretty nice horse. Yes, I got She-Ra. I had to get this this figure. I have He-Man and Battle Cat. I have Skeletor and Panther. I had to get this. So before I put on the wings and transform, let's go about the articulation. The neck here moves. It moves and twists and everything is pretty nice. The head actually does. I'm actually surprised I didn't realize it did that. But you can bend the head down like this. Not sure why, but I've seen horses actually do that in real life. So the legs, forward, back. They also bend at the knee a bit, not too much. And same thing at the foot area. It bends and yeah. So hind legs move back about that far. Move forward that far. Straighten, bend. That bends like that. There's actually the range of our... Oh, and I forgot the tail. The tail up and down. It's actually on a ratchet. A ratcheting, twisty. Now, he's pretty cool, but he's very, very stiff. There really isn't too much you can do in the way of posing because his posing, the way he's made, he's not as... His legs and his legs don't have as much range of movement as either of the cats do. Battle Cat and Panther. They have a lot more articulation. Like they have not a lot more. Well, no, they do have more articulation, but they have a lot more in the range of movement. But for what it is, it's pretty okay. You can, get the legs out like this, and then it looks like he's sort of running. Let's see. And then you've got the, like trotting, prancing kind of thing. You can even sort of do the, the stallion jump up and kick the hell out of you thing that horses do sometimes when you piss them off. So, yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. It's definitely a great display piece. And, you know, you could play with it a bit, I guess, if you are into playing with your figures. And, yeah. So, let's, you can, get your She-Ra figure, which I have right here. Mine's is modded in that I gave her the split in her dress. So her legs do split open so that you can put a horse between them. That sounded wrong. But, give me a second. There we go. And there you have She-Ra riding the horse, if I can get him to stand. Which I usually can. I don't know why I'm having such an issue now. There. So, yep, She-Ra riding the horse, which is pretty cool. And I didn't spend extra money to get the new She-Ra body. Yay! But yeah, so we've got She-Ra riding her horse, and then she does the For the Honor of Grayskull thing, and on goes the little helmet here. And now you've got a unicorn. A very pink unicorn. And then you take the wings. Now when you get this, this will have one wing plugged in and one wing not plugged in. You take the wing and you plug it in there. And then take the other wing, because now it's off balanced, and put the other wing right in here. And you can see the plug right there. Fits right into that hole there. And I feel like I'm putting together an Energon figure. An Energon combiner. And there you go. You have Swiftwind. And I'm going to have to move the camera back just a little bit. So, he's actually... The wingspan is actually fairly impressive. So... Whoops! And again, make sure you got the feet squared down when you do this. And, excuse me. And there you go. You've got She-Ra riding Swiftwind, who looks like the horsey from, I forgot what movie studio uses an Alicorn. No, uses a Pegasus. But apparently, a flying unicorn is called an Alicorn. So, I thought it was like a Unisys or a Pegacorn. And, yeah, that's actually not too bad. Now, I know the colors are sort of what people would call gay. But, gay or not, let's see, a horse weighs about, was it 800 pounds to a ton. So you've got a horse that can squish you without thinking. Then they've got these hooves, and I know what I'm talking about. These hooves that are, you know, they're basically what we would have as fingernails, except it's all around the bottom of the foot and a lot thicker and a lot harder. So they can kick us and kill us, if you think about it. Horses are deadly, but most people think about, you know. And then, now you've given this thing a horn, which is on a head that does bend down, like so. And if that wasn't enough, if him ramming into you at running speed isn't enough, and horses run pretty damn fast, he has one of two things he can do. He can either fly and drop down on you, or he can get, you know, fly, if he was smart, fly up like a peregrine falcon would, fly up in the sky, and then swoop down at like 200 miles an hour, level out, hit you with the spear on his head, and kill you dead. So, yeah, that's something to think about when you mess with a horse. Horses can be extremely deadly. and very dangerous, and don't sleep on them just because, you know, it's a horse. Okay? The horses in the wild are very, very, very deadly. So, how tall is he? Well, let's see. We'll get him in a standard pose. Get his head back the way it's supposed to be. Standard pose, feet down. Oh, I didn't realize that. His, at the shins, it sort of turns. It pivots a bit. So that's actually pretty good. That helps out a lot. Let's see. There he is next to 6-inch Skeletor holding the Sword of Omens, because why the hell not? And Bandai, I'm pissed at you. You released an 8-inch classic line of your figures, which that was kind of a dumb thing to do because it was 8 inches. It was out of scale with everything else. And then you release a good guy and a good guy and no bad guys, and then you wonder why the line tanked. So now you're releasing 6-inch figures that are actually kind of small. And I'm going to have to get those. I didn't want to, but they actually look pretty decent. And it's the only one we can get a Lion-O and a Mum-Ra. Jerks. Anyway, enough of that. Matty Collector, and I think they're called the Four Horsemen, did a terrific job on this figure. They've done a terrific job on all their figures, to be honest with you. They really have. Really have. This line is awesome. I'm glad. I mean, it's not as prolific as the original Masters of the Universe line was, but it's still pretty damn good. And I'm glad that they're continuing the line and putting out quality figures. So, if you're a fan of He-Man and you're a fan of She-Ra, and I'm a fan of He-Man and I had to have a She-Ra, because, you know, that's He-Man's twin sister. And then you have to have the horse. You have to have the ride. You can't just, you know. And they did a really outstanding job with this figure. It looks really great. It's got great detail. Get out of here, Skeletor. You can look. You can see the veins all up and down like a real horse. It's, you know, plastic. It doesn't feel like a real horse would, but then it's plastic. Why the hell would it feel like a real horse? But and they even have. Let's just double check. Yeah, you can see they've added some like shadowing in the crevices, and they did a good job. They didn't do like Bandai did with their San Diego Comic-Con Lion-O, and it looked like somebody took poop and smeared it everywhere. No, they just put just enough to accent the muscles, and that was it. And it's very subtle. It's very subtle. It's there, but it's very subtle. So great job. Great job, guys. I commend you. This figure, if you are a He-Man and a She-Ra fan, I'm not gonna lie, I did like She-Ra. She's not as good as He-Man, but you know, hell, it was a chick who ran. So you can't really, you know. Okay, she was a cartoon chick, but I always had hopes that she would show up in real life and like, you know, like they did with the Masters of the Universe movie, but you know, good. You know, I mean that would be kind of hot. I think it'd be kind of cool to have her running around. She'd be like, you know, Xena, but you know, blonde. Pretty nice, pretty cool. So anyway, get this figure, and if you can't get the bubble figure, or if you if you can't get the bubble figure to get the proper body, then you can always do what I did and make the slits on the side, which actually do not look bad at all. I thought maybe it would look bad. It would make me feel like, oh, why did I, you know. No, it actually doesn't look bad. It actually makes perfect sense. It looks fairly good. You know, do it. Get it. Get this figure. This is pretty awesome. Anyway, so I'm Icelip, and that's it. My review's done.